like never.
Yo!
There we are.
It's the Wise Man's Corner after hours.
After hours. This is when you're in your hotel room alone.
Hot wise
You turn on the TV and Comedy Central's done airing South Park, and those commercials come on. What do you say about that, Joe?
We're more than live, Joe. We're being recorded and then edited and then released as live later on.
You're now listening to Wise Man's Corner. Tyler Eads of the Wise
We just got an email. Somebody just bought both Castle and the Lost City digital version on Bandcamp.
Shout outs.
Shout out.
Shout outs.
You're gonna say we just got an email for $1,600 per post a day.
I was going to ask, how many do we
dude,
get
alright.
a day on that?
I literally wrote this down as a note as something to talk about because I don't understand. Our band email and our Facebook page get multiple per day solicitations from companies saying like, we want to advertise on your page. Please, it's paid promotion. We will pay you $1,200 per month in order to let us post on your page. Like,
It was per post. This is stuff that like you can't make up. People are like saying that they'll give us $900 per post.
what's
Nobody does
crazy?
that.
What's crazy to think about is like, who is behind those posts? Like, what?
David Dobrik.
There he is.
What
The
so much influence.
I'll give you a Tesla if I can make a post on your page.
One per post.
What was the
Say yes.
Okay, here we go. The most recent one. So, hey, hope
When
you're
is this from, by the way?
so this is from Betty James
A very real person.
on March 3rd about paid advertising, basically saying that if we give them control of our social media, they'll give us $450 per ad for every 24 hours that they run these ads. And I don't know who it was. Somebody responded and said, "Enough games, Betty. Where's my father?"
Take a guess who that was.
That was Joe Big Time, baby. But here, dude, here's what is like obnoxious to me is like I was going through our Facebook messages and message requests and emails, and I was like, we miss a lot of like stuff from people who actually want to talk to us because like it's all noise from these advertiser bots. But like, dude, who is on the other? Like, who is Betty James, Betty Jones, whoever that is? Like, who is on the other side of that? And what do they actually want? Part of me wants to bite on one of those just to see what happens.
Dude, honestly,
I'm a proponent of that. Big time.
there are so many like hacking organizations in India. And so honestly feel like it may be something like that.
Tyler, I'm
It
not
feels like you
seeing
might be racist.
when you talk,
That
I'm
is not
seeing
racist,
any,
that's true.
I'm not seeing
Hey,
any waveforms. Okay, there it is. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I'm stupid. I'm so sorry.
you need to back off.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
Won't happen again, sir.
I don't know, but there really are like just organizations full of scammers, and they sit in a call center and screw with people. And I feel like it's probably the same type of people that send out these emails. They found like some kind of statistic that every so many bands that they reach out to or whatever that
It's got to be just verified Facebook pages is their criteria.
right, and so many that they reach out to, actually fall for it and give them access, and then they go in and I don't know what would they do when they have access with the Facebook page.
Probably just run ads and not pay you, or like you remember Icy Stars when they got taken over by like an
ISIS.
anti-Semitic. yeah, it was like literally an ISIS subsect or whatever.
We are coming to your country.
Dude, it was like posts about like, but on Icy Stars
Dude,
and like very obviously not them. It's like
Devin Oliver, your time has come. I don't know why they talk like that. But
like they're Austrian.
Hello, we are Vicey Stars.
Vices.
This next one is called Come Snow. Running with Caesar.
Oh my gosh, dude.
There's something at the end of the clear. Open up this fucking pit. We are Vicey Stars from Michigan town.
Oh my god.
And there's a world party.
We came to party. With the American sexy women. Show me your feet.
Dude.
Very nice, very
Holy
nice.
crap.
Nice.
Back in January, we had Bill Bode reach out to us saying he would pay us $5,000 a week.
We haven't been paid $5,000
Ever.
for anything we've ever done.
$5,000 a week for ads on our page. I love Paul's response. Paul's got the best response. He says, "Hello there. We receive a lot of these requests. So in order to consider you for candidacy, please send $500 to PayPal to our band email, PayPal. I freaking love us." And then he says, "This helps us determine who is serious about ad placement." And then they follow up. We are associated with thousands of small and big brands like Coke, Pepsi, Nike, and Puma. None of those were small, by the way.
The small and big ones. They hit them all.
And then they keep following up. You will be paid after the setup process. I think it was me that followed up. Bill, I'm gonna need your social security number and proof of ID, please. Once received, we will further consider the above offer.
Can
Thanks,
we turn me
Chester.
up a little bit? It looks like my my wavelengths are a little just a wee bit small, yeah.
Wee bit small.
Wee bit small.
You're the bottom one.
Yeah, I know.
I think you're good. Believe it or not.
Okay, I guess I'm good. Tyler,
Hey.
goddamn.
Hey, Tyler's an audio guy. You're good. Okay.
You're good, dude.
Fair, dude. Tyler is the audio guy.
The audio guy. I've never messed up
Fun
anything
story.
technical. Okay.
He wasn't
Joey
done reading that
Sturgis
email,
is
that's fine.
actually an alias, and Tyler Reeds is Joey Sturgis. That's a fact. That you can print that AP. You can print that.
Yeah, I know
And
you're
you
listening.
will.
Pretty crazy, man, to think about how far recording has come in the metal world.
It's true. Actually, Mogi and I were talking about this. My roommate / business partner earlier today, just about how like everything is done in the box now for every band you listen to. Like
Dude,
people-
honestly, Johnny was a
Not
big.
Metallica.
Yeah, I mean,
it shows.
dude, Johnny was a big one for me. Like,
Yeah,
that was
man.
kind of humbling because I was going to school for literally audio and
Yeah.
video production at the time. And then, like, we tracked with Johnny. Everything was in the box, pretty much doing everything. Like, all the guitars, we're using, like, guitar emulations, all that good stuff. So I was like, what? This can actually be done? And that freaked me out.
and for contrast, like for our shitty EP, we went to like a local dude who had a big old studio with a ton of gear and like all this, whatever preamps and like live amps,
all of the
these
outboard gear
guitars,
that people
outboard
would pay tens of thousands of dollars for.
And he had this like really nice control room set up and ISO booths and a drum live room. And we got the tracks back and it sounded like poopy. And granted, like, a lot of that was because our got his mic.
Got it.
We had a certain band member who was in contact with the guy, and he got the board mixes back that were the roughs on Mix Unmastered, and he's like, "These are the finals," and we published them.
Don't sound badass on this one.
But I mean, even Johnny's roughs ran circles around what we put out for that EP.
I remember going out to the SUV we were traveling in and just hearing those roughs and being like, dude,
Yeah.
we made it.
Somebody call AP, bro. They could
Yeah.
have won the hit this one.
Dude, that's for sure. It was the Sea of Storm was the first one that we tracked.
Yeah.
We sat out on Joe's front porch and wrote out melodies and everything. I remember like singing a melody to it, and we were like, "That's it!" And then
Yeah.
we went to the studio and made it happen. We
Sure
were
enough,
like,
it was it.
"Holy crap! This is the real deal."
I still love that song.
I do too. And it has a unconventional song structure too. Like this is something that I didn't realize at the time, but like the more we work on songs and songwriting, it's like that song is just like two verses, kind of a chorus. It's not really a chorus because it doesn't repeat. Like
One
there's
chorus.
Yeah, there's no clean part that repeats.
It's unconventional in a lot of ways.
You wouldn't get it.
Yeah. Not someone as how do I say this? Unseasoned as yourself.
Please be like an anime villain on like
kind
their
of the-
Scooby-Doo remake.
It's kind of the beauty of Castle, though.
That's true. Yeah, there's a lot of
Songwriting
the,
was
like,
very unconventional.
yeah, the sort of like, you know, starry-eyed. We had
Can't
no
wait till
idea what
everybody
we were
hears our Butt Rock 4th album, dude.
Finally, we've matured into the heaviest album, the darkest material we've ever done, and it's a
Ever.
Butt Rock album. Yeah. No, we're not asking. Why would you even say that?
I didn't say anything, dude.
Yeah.
Stop putting words in my mouth, man. I'm gonna kill you right here.
You should write that down. That's a lyric.
You are still listening to Wise Man's Corner. And follow Tyler Reed, Paul Learman, and Joey Piss.
We would like to take a few minutes to thank our sponsors
Shout out Nike, Adidas, Puma.
And Bacardi.
and Guinness.
Hardy is definitely sponsoring this episode, and we're paying them to do so.
I can feel the spirit of Bacardi in this room tonight.
On God, bro.
You think anybody that's ever worked for Bacardi and currently works for Bacardi has ever listened to metalcore?
Not a chance. Man.
Not a chance.
So
You're
everything
asking
we
if
just
someone who
said
has
was a lie.
A lucrative career has listened to metalcore. Not a chance. And guest starring David Dobrik.
David, thanks for
Also-
joining us.
Yeah, he's been in the corner this entire time, but we do have a guest star for the podcast.
David.
David Dobrik. Introduce him real quick.
All right, David is a viral YouTube now TikTok superstar, hundreds of millions of views, probably millions of dollars.
Dozens of allegations.
David, thank you so much for joining us today.
Hey, Tyler.
Well, tell us what was the flight like down over here? I guess up here to Indiana, to the Midwest.
I killed. I actually didn't fly. You want to see what I drove here, Tyler?
What did you drive here?
It's waiting outside for you.
Oh my God! Did you get me a new car? No, you didn't. Oh my gosh! David Dobrik bought me a new car.
Get in the car. 3 Toyota Corollas.
Okay, you don't need it, Mr. Dobrik. Don't push me. Don't push me.
Why not?
Dobrik, hold on, man.
Are you gonna stop me?
My back's sensitive.
Can't
Stop,
stop me.
Dobrik.
I'm David Dobrik.
Okay, I'll get in the car. I'll get in the car. How do I start this thing, dude? I've never driven a Tesla before.
Tesla. Take him to the lake. Dude, that actually hurts my diaphragm.
That hurts my throat just hearing, dude. That's a workout right there.
Anyway, David,
Anyway, you've been called, quote, the scourge of our generation. How do you respond to those comments?
what scourge?
You know, we're going to dumb this way down. There are some people, especially women, who say you're bad. What do you say to those people?
I did what I wanted.
Cut his mic!
You're next.
Dude, let's do a segment called Don't Get the Hype.
Oh, I love that.
Don't get the hype. Okay.
And I'm talking, we'll keep it to metalcore / scene bands.
Can we just leave it at music at that?
Yeah.
Beatles. The Beatles, dude. I
Oh,
don't
Tyler.
get the hype. I'm sorry, Joe. I don't get the hype. Okay, listen.
understand.
It's like one of the top 5 played Christmas songs, but the freaking
Paul McCartney. And
the having simply wonderful Christmas
that's not
time.
the Beatles. That's Paul McCartney solo, Tyler. That's different.
That synth is.
That's the wing. Also, I love that song.
that was good as hell.
Song. What?
It's the kind of shit you see in Chuck E. Cheese's when these kids are bouncing around on this inflatable ball, curling balls or whatever they are.
Dude, no. That doesn't count. The Wings don't count. John Lennon's solo career does not count with Yoko Ono. That shit was ass.
That's John Lennon?
No. Paul
Oh.
McCartney and the Wings did that song you're talking
Yeah.
about. Like the...
Simply having a wonderful Christmas time.
I love that song. What? Why do you hate that? I feel like David Dobrik. Like, I love the Christmas song. And Disney as well.
Who doesn't love Christmas? No, I feel you. So I think for me, there are two sides to the coin for the Beatles. On the one hand, I don't really I don't actively listen to any of their music. It's okay to me personally, but I get from a contextual standpoint how that was so different than anything that had been done. I view it like the Wright brothers, where it's like, would I fly on their airplane to get to my next destination? Hell no. But am I glad they made it? Absolutely.
So you gotta have respect for him, but you don't have to like him.
Yep, that's where I stand.
Totally
I
fair.
don't enjoy it, but I also respect the hell out of it.
Man, when they started, like, I'm not even kidding, but when they started doing acid, their shit was next level. Like, they were just tweaked out all the time. Like, I cranked the distortion, Paul. Sounded badass.
Well, I mean, that one instance changed rock forever. Like, they invented distortion, right?
And
Pretty much.
music.
Dude.
Dude, I'm sure you guys have heard Twist and Shout, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Shake it up, baby, now. Shake it up, baby. Twist and shout. Twist and shout. Okay,
That was
whole
good.
thing. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I don't even know why I'm here anymore.
I love the Beatles now.
You've changed my mind.
in that song, John Lennon was actually like kind of sick. But like, and he one take that whole song, and afterwards he was like they're like, that kind of doesn't sound super great, but he was like, I really like how I'm like almost like screaming on this, like it sounds like it's powerful, like there's nothing else like it, like especially like the that shit's dude, soulful. Soul food right there.
Paved the way, didn't it?
It
But
certainly
Joe,
did.
also, like, you exposed me to this, I guess, synopsis of them that I hadn't thought about beforehand. But you basically were talking about, like, since the Beatles happened, there's not, like, a guy in America that hasn't dreamt of being a rock star at some point.
So true, dude.
Like, there's no kid that never has that thought cross their mind growing
For
up.
sure. Like, any kid born after, like, 1950 has dreamed about being a rock star to
And
some degree.
That's so undeniable and so, like, that's bizarre. It's, like, such a far-reaching impact. Like, they literally shifted all of culture and the way culture thinks.
It's so cringy to compare, like, the Beatles to, like Justin Bieber, like, pop stars, yada, yada.
Yeah,
but, like,
yeah.
There was never a sensation, like, close to the Beatles. There's, like, footage from the mid-'60s where they're flying into Wembley Stadium in a helicopter, and, like, they're, like, you know, probably about a mile or so above the stadium, and you just hear this, like, oh my god, it just sounds like the earth doing something crazy. It's like, and it's just like this.
I'll give you that
stadium
because
that are just going
because they tried to play that place, and like literally the tech that we had for live sound at the time was not sufficient, and nobody could actually hear the band at all.
They literally
the
walk
crowd
up
was
from
so
their set.
loud. Yeah.
They're like, they're not even listening to us. They're like looking at us. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, I fuck with the Beatles. I also think George Harrison is like a super underrated like classic rock guitarist. That dude was nuts. Everyone, I don't know, because he was kind of like, sort of like background dude, like very like he's kind of like he wasn't super active in a lot of the interviews, and he wasn't super vocal, and he only sang on like on a couple songs here and there, and his ability, like John Lennon was like, I don't want you to shine through the way I shine through. You know, like they really
Yeah.
suppressed his ability when he was in the Beatles.
Right.
So.
They
R.I.P.
like
a real
forced
one.
him into being a team player in a detrimental way.
Literally, because like John Lennon was like one of the most egotistical rock stars of all time. But this is all neither here nor there. I love this.
And for what it's worth, it's like if anybody deserves to be that, like it's always hard to reconcile like ego with warrant or merit. And it's like if someone deserves to have a conflated view of themselves, it's like probably one of the most influential rockers of all time. That makes
Yeah.
sense. But still, it's like to the degree that he's like cutting down other people and, you know,
Dude,
suppression.
yeah. There was like one of the reasons that the Beatles broke up. Ironically, like one of the last drugs that the Beatles did was weed. Like they smoking weed.
Really?
Yeah, and like a huge aesthetic for them was drugs.
Yeah.
When they first got started in like it was like the late 50s probably. They were a small band just doing like bar gigs, this and that. but they were touring in like Ireland. And at the time, like, pill pushing was a really big thing back then. So they would be like doing their thing like live, and these like people would just like literally come up on stage and be like, take these pills or I'm going to shoot you. Like literally force them into like taking these drugs with them.
Yikes.
Like turning up. So it was just like a downward spiral from that.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, like, you know, like acid and all this and that became this huge aesthetic with the Beatles. And towards the end of their career, like, it wasn't Bob Marley. It was some other really big, like, known, like, pothead rock star.
Yeah.
I was like, you haven't tried weed yet? We should try it sometime. And Paul and John smoked, and there was, like, some big press conference coming up, and John wasn't there, but Paul was. And Paul talked about how he smoked weed, and like it sent John into this like huge thing where he was like it was supposed to be me who smoked weed first, and like it was like one of the reasons that the Beatles were like really beefing towards the end of it.
Oh my God.
In case you guys ever think about getting into an argument with Joe or just having a dissenting opinion, this will always be his response. We've been talking about this for the last 10 minutes. I guess I'm a Beatles fan now.
Only
Joe,
the
yeah,
Beatles.
Joe is like an aficionado on the Beatles.
Yeah.
Like
And
he
classic
knows.
rock.
Yeah, that's what like
Bread, baby.
that's what's crazy to me is like classic rock was your stomping grounds and like how you got into everything.
Big
I think I would have enjoyed classic rock if it weren't for people. I feel like people ruin music for me, dude.
Yeah.
I hope I'm not the only one there because, like, there's obviously some great music from the 70s and 80s and 60s and all those
great
good,
songwriters, great guitarists.
but just the people that got super
shut the
cringy
fuck
with.
up.
Seriously,
How
man.
great it is, yeah.
what
honestly-
you know about Led Zeppelin, brother?
Gosh dang it, dude. If I would have found them on my own, I would have been like, yeah, this is pretty sick.
Right.
That didn't
it's
happen.
Also, it's like the people that are the most gatekeepy tend to gravitate towards those. And I'm sure a lot of it's because the technology's changed and they're sort of locked into their favorite era. But it's like you will never find someone as musically bigoted as someone who's like a diehard classic rock fan, you know?
Nothing after the 70s. Oh my God, that's when they started wearing tight pants and teasing hair. That Motley Crue shit.
And therefore the music was bad.
Yeah, right, dude.
No. But, okay, so Joe, who's your like, I don't get it. They're overrated, doesn't make sense to me.
I'm trying. Oh fuck. Okay. Because it's not that I don't get it, but my knee-jerk response is I prevail. But the thing is, I do get it because it's like it's very cookie cutter rock shit. Like it's very palatable. Like your average rock listener would hear it, and like even though there's some screams in it, it's well produced. It's catchy. The lyrics are like any 15-year-old kid would be like, "Wow, that's really about me, isn't it?" You know what I mean? So
Fair.
I get it. I am not big on it, and they're popping, and that's great. I love to see metalcore bands succeed, even if I'm not big on them.
Yeah, and I think they're a case where it's like they're businessmen first and foremost, and that's why it makes sense to me. Musically, I'm always like, wow, like why couldn't Veil of Maya have that success? You know,
Yeah,
like why couldn't
literally.
like, you know, a dozen bands have that success? But it's like, yeah, it's because those dudes are businessmen and they're there to succeed.
Yeah, literally.
And I
They
mean,
were
like,
kind of the first to do the big meme thing. I mean, you guys,
Yeah.
I'm sure you remember, like, just constant ads for My Prevail. I know I can't be the only one.
Holy
And
Just
shit.
meme after meme, like, check out this fire chorus
It's
with like emojis all over it.
yeah, dude. So many people copy them that don't even realize they are copying them.
Yeah, that was them.
And they were one too that
Can we
they
get Zach on a mic if he's gonna eat our food?
Okay, quick pause. How do you like that creamy jalapeno sauce?
Dude, the first one I ate, I almost interrupted because
Okay,
it was fucking
Yoked.
amazing.
I'm about to break a secret to everybody out there. If you haven't figured it out, if you have
Amazing.
right, if you haven't figured it out already, when you go to Taco Bell, if you want to just spice up, amp up, take your Taco Bell game to the next level,
This is your life.
order whatever you would normally order, unless it's the quesadilla, and add the creamy jalapeno sauce to it, because that is the sauce that they throw on the quesadilla. And I didn't realize that until like a little while back when they obviously came out with the Taco Bell app. They itemize everything when you go to order, so you can add or take away each item within like whatever you're ordering. And I was ordering the quesadilla one time. I noticed that was the sauce on the quesadilla, and I was like, "Yep, I pinpointed it. That's the special sauce right there. I'm telling you, if Taco Bell sold those in bottles at the store,
Dude,
me
game
alone
over.
would
that'd
just
be like
keep them in
Chick-fil-A selling
business, dude.
Chick-fil-A sauce.
Seriously.
Be
So I throw it on everything.
Bottom tier tacos, like amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. So that's the magic sauce. Creamy jalapeno sauce all the way. Everything you order, I just changed your life. Thank me later. Send me the checks later.
Subscribe to the Patreon.
That's it.
facts. Be
Anyways, back to I Prevail being overhyped, apparently.
well. You said Beatles. I said I Prevail. Let me. I feel bad shitting on that. whole
Well,
thing.
you're not even. You're saying you get it. You don't enjoy it, but you get it, which is
Yeah.
different. Like, who's somebody that's like actually successful and you don't get the hype? Like, it doesn't make sense.
Another knee-jerk response is 100 Gex, to be honest. Fuck, dude. Let me think of one. MGK's new album, I guess. I guess that's my default because I've shit on that so much already.
Okay, I haven't actually talked, outside of you guys, I haven't talked to anybody that hasn't liked it yet.
It's very well received.
It is, dude. It's sold really well. And I'm not gonna lie, there are a couple songs on it where I'm like, all right, okay.
The first track was like really catchy, really good, and drew me in. I like it. Kind of lost me over the course of the album, but it was like, Blink clone.
Yeah, literally, right. I don't know. I feel like maybe that's just because I hate MGK in general. I don't know, dude. Because
I think the artist can definitely ruin it. Doesn't matter what they put out. I'm like, I just don't like this guy. Which is weird because there's times when I can separate the artist from the music, honestly.
Same.
And there's times when I just cannot.
Yeah,
This might be one of them.
that track on that album with Halsey, like her feature is fucking good actually.
Yeah.
And it works really well. And I just couldn't like help but think like, dude, if this album was pitched to Halsey and she just did like a one-off pop punk album, I would probably be banging this shit. But something about MGK
Right,
being like,
yeah.
I'm a rock star now, baby. Have you guys seen that clip of him talking about Kylie Jenner when she was like 16? Someone was like, who's your celebrity crush? He's like, Kylie Jenner. And they're like, dude, she's like 16. He's like, are you going to wait till she's 18? And he's like, nah, bro, like, I'm going to go for it now. That ain't weird. I'm like 25. That's not a weird age, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, going on about it. Yeah, dude.
Predator Catchers jumps in.
Yeah. Hey, I'm Chris Hansen. I'd like
Chris
to have you take a
Hansen here.
seat.
We had a Kendall Jenner decoy.
Also, the fact that it actually seemed like he thought he came out on top with the Eminem beef.
Holy shit. That was definitely a big thing.
It's
for
like
me.
his song is like, okay, like that's a diss track.
And it wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad. It was
wasn't
like,
bad.
all right, that's a diss track. But Eminem crucified him.
Destroyed him. Dude, on God,
To-
in my opinion, that's one of the best diss tracks.
And in
ever.
my mind, that's why he like stepped away from rap. I was like, there's like, how do you even come back from that?
You don't.
You like shift genres and like try to forget where you came from.
Especially because, like, up until that diss track, he was an Eminem clone. Like, all of his shit was just a shittier Eminem.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, he's actually said, like, in interviews, he was like, yeah, like, that was kind of a thing that pushed me to try new things, this and that. Hard to be taken seriously as a rapper when your favorite one dissed you, yada yada.
Not just dissed you, but like almost killed you with
Oh,
words,
God,
bro.
I could probably beat MGK's ass, right?
Yeah.
Let's get him in here. Actually, Joe, we didn't tell you. MGK is here to join us for the podcast.
Special guest in the studio.
Here he comes.
bruh.
Hey, bro.
Bruh.
Run around.
Check out my new album with
And he's
Megan
like,
Fox.
I didn't come alone. And Travis Barker walks and he's like, beat his ass, Trav. What's the minimum that you would celebrity box someone for?
Wow. First of all, it depends on the celebrity.
What's the MGK? No. Let's go Jake Paul. We'll go Jake Paul.
Oh, you would die.
Yeah,
Everybody
you
would.
would die.
He's a pretty good freaking boxer, though.
Jake Paul is in shape and he's been training.
And he's fast.
I'm going to say this, though. He's going to get his head scooped off by Floyd Mayweather.
That was his brother fighting him, Logan, which has been delayed indefinitely.
Both and either of them would get their
Yeah,
heads
so true.
scooped off. I don't care.
Yeah, Jake Paul's talking shit to Dylan Dennis. Do you know who that is? That dude's a fucking beast. He's kind of like Conor McGregor's like protege. Like he's like his like right hand man. He's like kind of trained under him. That dude's a fucking monster. He talks so much shit to Dylan Dennis.
Dude. Yeah, like somebody who's got a serious chance at smacking me up, I would go for like enough that I could live as a vegetable and still be happy, you know? Like call it 5 million.
Cauliflower ear,
5 mil?
cauliflower nose, cauliflower lips, cauliflower chin,
Cauliflower brain, dude.
eyes, cauliflower
Actually,
brain.
egg brain, which
your
is smooth.
your wrinkly brain would immediately smooth out. They'd take a
Somebody can iron.
cheese grater to it, dude.
Dude.
What do you think, Joe? What would
10
you...
grand. I remember this one time. It was like one of those like.
I said 1,000.
One time when I was like 17, I was jacking off, and I was like, "What happens if you just hold it in the tip of your penis?" And I'm not making this up, dude. So I
Wait,
did.
hang on. What do you mean hold it? Like pinch it off?
Yes, I pinched it. Like I was just like, and I pinched it, and I held it, and I was like, "Holy shit!" And then I let it go, and it went. I'm not kidding, dude. My dick queefed when I came. It was badass. And ever since then, dude,
I think
every
you meant-
cum shot. Get ready. You're not gonna know what it is.
I think you meant...
Cut his mic. Cut his mic.
It's like, we can leave that one in. I'm cool with talking about that.
Fine.
That's okay.
Just know I'm forwarding this to Connie's inbox.
Mom, I've definitely jacked off in your bathroom.
And so has that one kid that was my friend in 6th grade.
Oh, dude.
We have to come up with a
Deep
code
cut.
name for him so we can tell this story because
All right.
it's correct.
What's another like Oswald character that we've had?
Chester.
Let's call him Mr. Bean, dude.
Call him
All right.
Doug. Cut his mic!
Logan was his real name. That was a joke. We'll
Let's call him Beans.
Zach Mogans. Let me take this shot because I'm spilling it everywhere.
Zach, is that your 5th taco you're on right now, bro? Okay, 3rd. You're good. I was just worried about you,
All
bud.
right. Fuck, how old was I? Probably like... I was in 8th grade. I was into a certain sport at the time.
Why are you going to like cryptically run over that and not his name?
I was in karate with... Okay. All right, real story. Aliases. We're going to use aliases.
All right, yeah.
All right, so we're going to call him Danny, because Danny DeVito's poster. All right, I'm doing a sport with Danny, and this dude's like kind of overly sexual to begin with. He talked way too much about jacking off. This is the dude, Tyler. Another story for the podcast for another time. This is the dude who went back to back with a dude jerking off. Was like, bro, it's not gay, bro.
Yeah.
Can't
So-
see each other. It's
I was there.
Yeah, exactly, literally, that was like an actual thing.
I was not there.
That wasn't
Disclaimer.
that was me. So anyway, he was like, "Hey, dude, like overall, he was cool though. Like, and everyone has like a hypersexual stage. You know what I'm saying?"
called middle school.
I was gonna say I'm still in mine now, so I don't know.
Say, when does it
now.
go away? Is it supposed to go away?
Huh?
Is it supposed to go away?
Now you
Wait,
just
that ends anyway. Doing the sport with Danny, and he's like, "What are you doing tonight?" I'm like, nothing, dude. I just got Beatles Rock Band. Let's rock out." He's like, "Cool, let's go."
rock out with our cock out, right?
And apparently, so anyway,
With our Crocs out,
I
you
get
know.
the okay from my madre, and we go back to our house, and he was like, "Hey, can I check my Facebook real quick?" And I was like, yeah, that's cool." So we get on. He was like, "Do you have Facebook?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I'm like, and he's like, "Oh, cool." So he looked at my Facebook. He's like, "Oh, you have a girlfriend?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he like looked at her profile picture. He was like, "She has some nice tits." He was like, "Have you titty fucked those yet?" I'm like,
Oh
14.
my
I'm like,
gosh.
"No."
Oh my
So I was like,
You're like, no, hang on, I'm finishing this VeggieTale episode. Can I get back to you, dude?
All right. So I was like, no, dude. And he was like, "Oh, well, they're pretty nice." And I was like, "Okay." And so he finished checking his Facebook, and I'm like, "You want to play Rock Band now?" And he was like, he just looked at me. He was like, I'm gonna level with you. I'm grinding from my internet right now. I kind of want to watch some porn. So I was
Oh
like,
my gosh.
I'm like young as fuck, so I don't know how to say no. I'm just like,
Yeah, and he's like at your house. It's already like a social situation.
There. Yeah, so I'm like, I literally was like, I guess just like, please don't jack off or like do anything like that. Like, that's weird. And he was like, okay. And so I go into the other room. You know, my basement setup. It's got like the little studio in the back, in the middle section. So I go back out and I'm just jamming on Beatles rock band. We all live in a yellow submarine. Out of nowhere, I just hear this door slam open. Poof, and he's like cock out, and he's like, "Sorry, bro." Like, just takes off up the stairs and jacks off in my bathroom. Comes downstairs, lays on the couch, and goes to bed. It's like 8 p.m.
Nice.
Day in the life. Jiminy Christmas.
All right, since I told that one, you have to tell the teddy bear story.
Oh yeah.
Buckle in.
Dude, this should be 2 premium episodes.
This is like extra premium.
We'll call this guy Earnhardt. That will be his, like Dale Earnhardt.
Oh, I know Dale, brother.
He's taking a lap in heaven.
Amen. Moment of silence.
There he goes.
Too soon.
There's Dale.
Running a victory lap up above us.
Well, your boy was too young to even know his own anatomy, let alone this dude somehow knew what sex was. And he's in my town. So Earnhardt was over one night, and we were hanging out, and I had this beloved teddy bear. And you know what? I'm like 8 years old, but it was about
to be beloved.
Yeah, it was about to be loved, no more. Anyways, this dude starts talking to me about sex, and I had no idea what was going on. Takes my bear, jumps behind my futon, and
No, tell me what he asked you first. He was like, "Do you want to learn about sex?" Didn't he say that?
I'm pretty sure he was like along those lines. Was like, you want to see what like sex is?
You want to learn about it up front?
Again, 8 years old, no idea. I was like, I guess, dude. Jumps behind my couch and starts just humping the heck out of this bear, dude. With his pants down, by the way. And
Was he the same age? How old was this?
Yeah,
kid?
same age. Went down, told my parents, and they're like, "Yep, give me the bear." Threw that shit away.
Did your mom like light it on fire?
Pretty much, yeah. We had a burn pile, and that thing went into the burn pile. So, never again. Rip.
Earnhardt's ass of the.
Ironically, that bear was wearing a Dale Earnhardt shirt. So
I was literally about to say a Peyton Manning jersey.
Oh my gosh! How Indiana can you get?
Dude, literally.
So
I just picture Donnie just like, not my precious Dale
Yep.
Earnhardt, man.
pretty much, man. So we
Dude
threw
just
that.
played like Grand Theft Auto San Andreas since he was like 4 and was like 6.
Yeah, man. He must have
I can
had
do that too.
some kind of an experience because that was not right for 8 years old. But there it was. So we burned that bear, and I hated that because it was my favorite bear growing up, man.
Because
But
Dale Earnhardt Jr. is your favorite racer, right?
dude, well, I won't lie. I was that kid that had a race car room. You guys ever watch like Extreme Home Makeover? They do that stuff
time.
all the time to those kids. Those
And
kids
it was badass.
Those kids are like 11, and you know in like 2 years they're gonna hate that stuff. But they're like, yo, I know you like fire trucks, so I turned the entire house into a fire station.
Now you look autistic.
Now you can only get upstairs by climbing up a fire pole.
So that was my room, but just with race cars. I had a race car bed. I actually had 2 tires from the Indy Speedway that I made into a nightstand. I
For
put
pillows.
plexiglass over the top.
That's actually pretty cool.
That's kind of
Tires?
cool.
Yeah.
I know a lot of grown men that would take that in a heartbeat.
Yeah, low
Honestly,
key.
well, it's not me anymore, dude.
I promise,
I'm over
I
that
promise.
phase.
I'm sorry.
I'm off it.
right
I'm
now.
off it.
I'm on, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Be chill. Be chill.
Yeah, Aaron, hide it. Okay, thanks. Yeah, I'm over it. Anyways.
Yeah. Go ahead and throw out the tires there. Thank you.
Yeah, throw them out. But that was that. So pretty traumatic experience when I was 8 years old.
Got me bricked.
the same dude also
Brickyard, you feel me?
the same
400.
the same dude also had a 50 caliber sniper rifle that he pointed straight at my chest as a joke, and the thing was loaded. I'm like, what the hell are
That's
you
just
doing?
like classic prank.
Yeah. So needless to say, I wasn't allowed to hang out with him anymore.
Frankfurt, what a concept, dude.
That was old Michigan town. That wasn't even Frankfurt, man.
Michigan town is like Frankfurt wannabe, which is tragic.
Population 397, and yes, that was a specific number.
Wait, isn't... I thought, like, to be considered an actual town, you had to have a population of 500.
Well, I guess we weren't in town.
Village? What the hell?
You can't take it from me.
Yeah.
Funny, I was in Frankfurt earlier today. Just stopped into like the marathon that's over by the high school. And like, not that it matters, but I was actually it does matter because I was pretty high off marijuana and crack cocaine. it was just weed, okay? So anyway,
We got him.
Yep.
Yeah. So
AP.
So I go in, and there's just this fucking tweaker in there. And he's like, I just went to get a couple triple shots. And I walk by
What's
him.
a triple shot?
You got a problem, bud. There's no way.
Right. Dude, the Starbucks triple shot French
Did
vanilla.
you drink all three of them today?
I drank one, Tyler.
Okay. I was a little worried if you were drinking 3 triple shots.
I wasn't. I know you can
It's to
handle
replace
it 'cause
the
I trust
crack.
you.
Anyway, so I go in, and he's just like his body's just like flailing around. He's like talking to himself. Like I don't even know what he's saying, but he's just like
He's hyping himself up.
Right? He's like, you got it, just get the monster.
Was he a vlogger?
So
That's what we need is more energy.
Day 5. So he gets.
He's like starts to sound like David Dobrik a little bit.
Hey, YouTube, here I am at the Speedway gas station.
Just take the mustard.
I don't want it. Get it. So he gets it, and he goes to checkout, and for some, if I remember right, he was just like digging through his pockets. I'm assuming for the $5 and change. But there clearly it was like some like store manager was there, and just like really critiquing the fuck out of all the employees, just kind of going off a little bit. And this dude, I think it freaked him out because he was just like, like just straight arrow as he could be on crack. And yeah, you're just like, yeah, I just see him tweaking out about it. He walks by and he finishes his transaction and like leaves. And so I go up, but he like cut me off. Like he was just like shot back in there and pushed me back. There's like a rug in front of the register. He just like apparently like pulled the rug up a little bit with his foot, fixed it. And he's like, sorry about that. So sorry. He was just like, dude, you're good. So then I'm ringing up.
Hey, it's not my rug, bro.
Yeah, right. So I'm like ringing up, and yeah, the lady was like, that dude was fucking tweaking. And I was like, yeah, big time. But at least he fixed the rug, so.
You know,
Did you stab him in his heart and put an end to it all?
Dude, yeah. And then he saw him walking off into the sunset. Oh, this reminds me. One last crackhead Frankfurt story.
Dude, you're good because just keep going.
I have plenty of these, but I remember one time I was working at a Subway, actually. It was the one on the interstate. And this lady comes in, I shit you not. She's carrying a tree in a vase. Right? Like a full size, like decorative tree. You'd like 6 foot.
If you're not like a old school Japanese samurai, you have no excuse.
Right.
It's either a bonsai that's like 200 years old and has your grandma's ashes like inside of it. Or
So I have no idea how she got here. I was just like she just walked in with a tree and she's clearly on something. And I remember like she like called me over. She's like, "Hey, yo, come here, kid," because I'm sweeping the lobby. And she was like, "You know how like sometimes like nothing can really mean everything." And I was like, "What?" And she was like, "You know what I mean. I know you know what I mean. I know you know what I mean. Nothing can mean everything." And I was like, "I have no fucking clue what you're talking about." She's like, "Whatever," like leaves. She's like loitering for a couple hours. These cops come in. They ask her some questions. She tweets out and then just like. Not even kidding, just like takes her tree after the cop's like, "Hey, are you good?" This and that. She's like, "I'm fine." Dips, and all I see is her walking like on the interstate, just off into the distance with this tree over her shoulder. Never saw her again. Nuts to me.
kicked her ass
Again,
on Pokemon Go though.
Throwing it back to the last podcast. Have you ever watched Hatchet, dude? A red hatchet?
I
Is it a
read
movie?
Hatchet as
Is it a
kid.
movie yet? And if it's
Joe
not,
said it's a movie.
It's a movie. It was made on
can we do the remake? I have a hatchet,
Oh, I'm so down for a homemade hatchet.
dude. Except for
remake.
let's actually
Let's do a
see what
sequel.
happens.
Yeah,
Paul,
let's go to Red River Gorge and
whip out the
Kentucky.
DSLRs. Let's go to Red River Gorge and
All right.
crash an actual plane. Like I'd probably know somebody that could let us borrow a plane that would
Probably know a
wreck.
guy who
5
could
minutes.
crash one. Yeah,
I
Yeah.
can crash it in 5 to 10. no
easily,
problem.
easily. I don't want to brag, but I'm really good at wrecking.
Did you
planes.
know there was a second Hatchet book?
Yeah, I feel like every series at that time had.
Was
like
it
a-
Sharper
No,
or
that's
something?
not true. Just Hatchet.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Was it was it a new hatchet?
Hatchet 2.
Yeah,
this time it's personal.
Yeah, it was called Two Sided.
This one has Bluetooth. Built-in Bluetooth capability.
That book was kind of badass.
Yeah, it's like you turn on the hatchet. It's like it falls.
This is fucking sick. Turns out the dude from Hatchet is the Knight.
Oh my gosh! I wish I would have thought of that twist, man.
Dude.
We would have been on a
Hatchet
different level,
concept
man.
series. Shit.
We got to hit up Patrick Rothfuss and let him know.
Yeah.
Has he ever like acknowledged us ever?
Nope.
Not
that I know.
Never will
Not in
happen.
public, behind closed doors, realistically.
I did look at the Spotify data, and there are only like 4 or 5 people in Wisconsin, and he is one of them. And we have 10 monthly listeners from
And
Wisconsin.
the other 4 are cows.
Actually,
This wise man's fear shit's solid, man.
no, actually, the one time, so Gen Con's here in Indy every year. He was gonna be here, and I was gonna go get a CD signed by him. Just like be that asshole that's like, "Hey, we named our band after your book. You're my favorite author. Please sign my CD."
Also, potentially throw us into court for that.
You know, it was like equal parts like nerding out and peace offering, where it's like if I beat him to the punch and we're a small local band, I hit him up with the hey, like, aren't you flattered? Please don't sue me.
You said.
you said. And that's when we left for some tour or another. We didn't. We weren't here for Gen Con.
That
so.
would be badass to meet him, though. Or for you, at least.
Oh, dude, I would.
I'm not too big into
I would be happy for you.
I would poop in my little pants, bro.
dude.
I would make big poopies in my little pants.
Zach, it's something funny, dog.
And I would look at him.
That'd be so cool for you.
for you, dude.
Yeah.
For someone like me,
For someone as straight as I,
who's
not
met Chris
necessarily.
Franzak from Attila.
Yo, okay, hang on. So Chris from Attila, that reminds me.
Was that Warped
Ooh,
Tour?
I like where this is going.
Dude, just like this is a hyper tangent in my mind, but like
Solid word.
Talk about the first time that you smoked the devil's lettuce,
Dog.
doggy.
I was definitely with
The younger brother of an
Younger
acquaintance
brother.
of all of ours.
of a good friend, and it was lit, and it was also with what did we name him in the last? John Oswald.
It was
Oswald.
well, Oswald was
Oswald?
actually
And I thought,
that is yeah.
yeah. So I smoked
So let's call other dude
that guy.
Ozzy. No. No wait, who was the guitarist? He had like the guitar.
Oh, Randy Rhoads. You mean Ozzy's a guitarist, or
No, the one that he had like the black and yellow.
Oh, Zach
The va-
Wild. Zach
Wild,
Yeah,
Wild Child, dude.
Let's call him Wild.
Wild
I
Child.
love that, dude. So the first
at
time
Christmas.
I smoked weed, it was a little bit. It was like actually it was at a show at the Emerson. Some dude comes up and he's like, "Yo, if you smoke this weed and you like it, I'll sell it to you for really cheap, like 20 G, bro." And then there was like 5 of us who were like, "Okay, let's light it up." Smoked it. It was cool. And we're like, "Sure, we'll buy some." So we bought some weed. We go back to some like random park in Lafayette. And we smoked like, I want to say like we faced like a joint. And then we did another one, and like kind of like halfway through, and all of us were kind of in the same boat. We're like, I'm like not feeling it at all. I was like, yeah, all right, whatever. So well, let's go on a walk. We're chilling. We're here now. So we get out of the car, and I remember like just like standing up after smoking, And I just remember like looking at a light, and it looked like it was just coming at me in this really weird way. I was like,
And it was a car, and it
You were standing on the train track.
so we get out of the car, and I see this light, and I'm just like, that looks so fucking weird. And the other two people I was with were like, no fucking way. Oh, that's not who I thought it was. But still cool, also. So, high as fuck. Get out of the car. Didn't realize I was high, though. I just remember thinking, like, that light looks weird, bro. And they're like, you're probably high. And I was like, oh! And then I rolled down hills. It's like 30 minutes. I was like, fuck yeah, dude! And then I ate Pop-Tarts, and it was like a 5 gourmet.
Underestimated activity, though. Rolling down hills.
Dude.
and having pop.
I would still do that
talk about
today. I would need about 3
Roll
days.
down hills. Let's talk about it.
Need about 3 days to recover now, though. That I'm an old man, but
That's the
Could still do
crabgrass
it.
speaking, man. I'll
Yeah.
get you.
yeah, that's true.
Dude, I went sledding with my siblings a month ago ish. We all went to my
Socially distanced, of course.
Nope.
All right,
We
call
all-
the
we got
IRS.
Yeah. Book them. Dude, we went sledding and we found these old like skate ramps from when I was a kid on the hill still from the last time we tried to make ramps. It worked beautifully. It was actually super fun. We put
Really?
so we like put a ramp at the top, built a snow platform. So you would like glide down the platform and zip down the ramp to get extra speed going down the hill. And at the bottom there was the other ramp. Take off that ramp, get wrecked. Super fun. That's my whole story, and it's riveting. I will collect my royalties now.
I
Thanks,
love
Spotify.
it. I didn't get around to sledding this year.
Why not?
I forgot it was a thing. Honestly, I
I
forgot
got
this.
the last sled at Aldi's, dude. It was lit.
Aldi had sleds.
You know, dude, it
Oh,
was
okay.
like
Listen,
$8,
bro.
listen.
Christ.
You cannot
Now
sleep on
I
Aldi's
hate
though.
myself.
I
I don't, dude.
I've got a freaking
sleds.
tent from
You're
Aldi's.
gonna say a tank, and I was gonna be freaking tank.
I got a
from Aldi.
military grade tank, dude. Shoots
Some
105
USSR
millimeter rounds,
surplus.
dude. Yeah, no, I got a tent from Aldi's like 2 years ago. It was $40, and the thing has gotten me through so many camping trips.
Wow.
And it's a 4-person tent. Works freaking great, dude. I love it.
Dude, how do they discern what they're gonna keep in inventory and like stock their stores with? It's everything. It's tents, canned beans, frozen chicken,
No clue, dude. I mean,
champagne.
honestly, the tent thing was just good timing on their part because I think I bought it in like March or April one year. So like
Yeah.
they knew outdoor season was coming up. So that was just good timing on their part. But dude, I don't know, man. Aldi's is a freaking jam. That's for
It's an
sure.
instant-
Aldi's is
Institution.
the shit. If Aldi's doesn't have what I need, I did not need it.
Dude, you said that to me one time, and I was like, "Wow, I have a new credo to live by."
Facts, dude. Everything at
So
Aldi's,
true.
especially their frozen goods, dude. Like,
Oh, yeah.
9 times out of 10, they pack more meat in whatever it is, and it's still cheaper.
You ever just load up your
Yeah.
car to Aldi's and you're like, gosh dang it, dude, this is gonna be like $200. And they're like, your total comes to $40.
Yes,
You're like,
every time.
"Oh, what?
Every
Are you sure? Are you sure it's $40?
Again. Dude, yeah. And it's always just the one checkout clerk too. And there's like,
6 feet between you.
Got him.
and
We got him, AP.
Yeah, AP, we got him.
IRS,
It's
open
Mogi
up.
Mogensen.
Let's round this off with one more interview with someone. Who should we interview?
I don't know. I feel like there's only one person.
Mr.
we haven't
Beast.
talked to
We already
yet.
did a David Dobrik interview.
We need a
missed
Mr. Beast interview in here. Okay, can we please interview Chris Hansen?
Oh,
You got this one.
actually, Chris, he doesn't have that. Like,
Let's do Liam Neeson.
now we're cooking with
Yeah.
gas. All right.
Fuck, let's go.
But
What was your
first of all,
favorite-
Joe, we need like an interlude to bring us into this segment, like a classic radio. You're watching.
Hold up.
You're watching Wise Man's Corpse. With Tyler Reed, Dave Ascot, Paul Learman, Zach Mogensen, piss. Also, speaking of piss, here's Liam Neeson.
With this latest movie, I got eaten by wolves, baby.
9 a.m. on CBS.
It's me, Liam Neeson.
Hello, Paul.
What about me?
Hello, Joe.
Hello, second vocalist.
Mr. Neeson, Mr. Neepsums, a lot of people have told you that one Taken was about 3/4 of a Taken too many, and then you made 3 more. Why'd you do that?
Well, it's a funny story about how Taken 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 came about. I went on a rampant racist rant on Twitter last year and got a bit cancelled, as it were. Did not go in my favor. But in fairness,
Real thing he said. Real thing.
Oh,
I'm
my
not kidding.
but so there I was after Taken 1, and I found myself in the streets a lot, just interacting with many random people, and developed this kink where I piss my pants quite often. I can't stop, actually. It's an ongoing thing.
Poor soul.
Yeah.
On an unrelated note, after that happened, you got cast as a guy who gets eaten by wolves. Why do you think that was?
I'm pissing right now, just to be clear. What movie was that? I can't remember. I've been drinking a lot.
I've made so much money off so many movies, I can't remember.
I think my favorite role, since you asked, was when I portrayed God in Narnia. I felt like that was right up my alley.
Oh, that was you. You were the lion.
I was the lion.
And then you got eaten by a wolf.
I was the lion.
You were a lion, then you got eaten by a wolf. Does that feel like betrayal? They're both great cats, except for the wolf.
Mr. Nissan, sir.
Mr. Nissan.
Give me. Mr. Nissan, I got a question. What was it like fighting Darth Maul? Break that down for me.
What's interesting about Darth Maul is that
Those spikes throw you off or anything?
It's like 90%
See,
of what he says is...
this is where I went wrong last time with the interview.
I said what I really thought.
Now, if you let me piss my pants, I'll say what I want.
Did you know that though? Like he actually like pisses pants like 9 times.
What?
No, I'm not making.
He does.
Explain.
There are photos online, dude.
Yeah.
Multiple photos of him peeing his pants.
I thought they were fake, but it's a real thing. There's like all these pictures
Yeah.
of him meeting fans.
Yeah.
Him meeting fans. Just piss down his leg.
It's a real thing, man.
Can we change your TikTok name to Liam.piss instead?
And it's just a zoomed in picture of his crotch.
There's something about that whole thing is so funny to me. It's just like
Is it the pissing your pants part? Because
Well, it's
for me,
like-
I feel like that's what really does.
oh yeah, for sure. Because he's like, apparently it was like him like drunk pissing himself too, which is like why is it-
That also, I mean, that's like, I feel like a case by case situation. Like, you know the term piss drunk, but also like, who actually pees themselves?
Me. Liam Neeson. Gay actor Liam Neeson. It's me, gay
something about putting gay actor.
As like an identifier. like in the same way that you would use like Lord Paul McCartney or like Sir Paul McCartney, gay actor Liam
Gay
Neeson.
actor Liam Neeson. It's just a fun little prank I like to do when I meet my fans. They say, "Why don't you eyes a line from Narnia?" And I say, "Psst," right down my leg.
That's as good a note as any.
I do. On God, shots to that.
right,
shots
yeah.
to Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
Liam, thank you so much for coming out, dude.
Mad respect for taking a chance on a little ass podcast. Big man.
Last question. What's everybody going to do with this last round of stimmies that come out?
Piss me pants.
There you have it, folks. Thanks for joining
And
us on the
sign it
Wise
off.
Guys Corner.
Cut his mic.